The most controversial statement ever made.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Parrish, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm Kelly Thompson, and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics.
Hello, and welcome back to another week of the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that fancy man from New Jersey. It is Brill. New Jersey. New Jersey. Charlie Esser.
Oh, what a waste of butter, Phil.
Coming to you live and with a great signal in Florida. It is.
Hey, y'all, it's Little Hellfire.
We didn't talk for like 5 minutes. The signal was fine.
That's classic Capes right there.
That's all right. We said your name, Charlie Esser. His name is Charlie.
Okay, yeah, I'm Charlie. Charlie, the Professor Esser, and my Wi-Fi was going crazy for like a minute there. I don't know if it was a jet or something at Phil's house. I don't know. Oh.
I too blame Pittsburgh.
Okay, Armadillo Queen. Leave.
Anyway, no, we've been having problems with the Wi-Fi all night. Like for a while, they were saying there's no SIM card in there, and I said, "There's a SIM card in there, dude." Says there is no SIM card. I cannot find the SIM card.
That has actually been a thing with AT&T. So.
Yeah, well, I got the older SIM card, the big one, and I know that if we get the
now, yeah,
I gotta because they want you to upgrade. It's designed obsolescence. That's how they get you, Lilith.
I know. That's why I'm not an Apple user.
Really?
Yes. Oh gosh, they're the worst for that. I gotta say this: my LG still working.
All right, kids. Hey, let's talk about a good Let's talk about
a little fuzzy, but
Well. Hey, all right. Let's talk about a good product. Hawkeye episodes 1 and 2 dropped this week, day before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
okay,
we really weren't going to talk about Saved by the Bell? My bad. I gotta go.
No.
I'm kidding.
I gotta watch that because it's got Elizabeth Burke, and I do love Elizabeth Berkley. Well, she's a great actress. She deserves better than she gets, and she's getting AC Slater. So again, she deserves better than she gets. Hey-o! So here's the most controversial thing that's going to get all the nerds angry or shouting, or it's going to cause problems, but I'm about to say it. This marks Kevin Feige Jim Shootering the MCU. This is the moment where Feige is establishing what the rules are. And specifically, rules around the idea of where you draw the line between a super soldier and a really cool human. And we first saw this we saw this a bit in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when we'd see the super soldiers doing the leaps onto the buildings. But if you recall, there was a little bit more exaggerated than what we saw Daredevil do, but we would see Daredevil doing that really high-end parkour. Now, in Eternals, we see the Black Knight after Sprite and Circe do their little backflips up the wall. And he's like, I'll take the stairs. And again, we see, I think it's episode 2, where we see Kate when she's trying to run and she has to jump over a wall, kind of just climbing up the wall. Though we do see her do that first scale up the clock tower, the Stain clock tower.
That's getting
as she's climbing up that. Well, no, we don't know, man. And the Stain family, maybe, we don't know
It's gonna be the
We
Bishop
don't
clock.
know
Ow.
what
the mother's paying to have it rebuilt, man. It's gonna be the Bishop
Exactly, that's what I thought. I thought we were
Well,
definitely
yeah.
naming that when I saw that.
Well, but what I'm going to say is they're the ones that broke it. You don't get to rename it, especially you don't know how deep this university goes within Hydra. You know, this could be Hydra University she's at, and they're like, no, we're keeping it Stain in honor of our beloved founders. You know,
I mean, there's still slave owners down in the South with names on their buildings. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, is what Obadiah did that horrible? I mean, honestly.
Tried to kill Tony, tried to sell some weapons. Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing worse than our own government actually does in real life. But,
Yeah, I mean, really, like the trying to kill Tony thing. And for what it's worth, he wasn't successful. So,
no one should pay if they weren't if they were a bad.
I'm just saying it was attempted murder. Do you get a Nobel Prize for attempted chemistry? No, I think not.
Oh, but did you say something like that watch the tracksuits were after? What you said, that's Obadiah's watch or something?
Well, no,
that's
that
Stark technology for sure. It has to be.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think because that's my other. So, but anyway, what I was saying about it is like, yeah. So Kevin Feige is now really controlling this stuff, and he wants to get this unified spirit throughout the MCU. This is what heroes can do. This is what heroes can't do. These are the lines. These are the rules. Play within my sandbox. And that, of course, made everyone all mad at Jim Shooter because he said, oh, he wants our stories to have, you know, internal logic and meaning.
Shooter, yeah.
And, but what he also did was he also honored the past, which is why I think we are going to get all those Netflix things integrated into it. It's going to be integrated in as a retcon. It's like, oh, yes, I remember how that was. It was this time ago. And we're going to remember it a new way. But, so yeah, but this is the moment where we first see that clear delineation with how he wants these heroes to play themselves out.
That's always been the point of Hawkeye on the Avengers, whether in the MCU or the comics. It's all these super gods and then this regular guy and the limits of what one guy can do. So I don't really.
Well, true. But if you think about it, like, you know, again, we see that with Daredevil. You know, Daredevil is a human level character, but he still does his superhuman things when he needs to. Now, granted, you can say, well, he's not quite human because he has his radar sense and all that, but...
Radioactive chemicals, man.
Oh, he's got radioactive blood. But, yeah. No, but I do think Jebediah Stane is going to be revealed as the big bad in this.
Oh, the Sun?
The Sun, because he's trying to get that Stark nanotech.
I think it's gonna circle back to Armor Wars as well. I think this and Echo are definitely probably gonna lead into that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a natural evolution for me, the way that I've seen the first two episodes go.
That's true. If it's Stane's son, yeah, that could lead into Armor Wars. You're right.
And then within that, you do have this idea that, you know, Stane is behind it, but that maybe, and I think, like I said, I think that's expressly why they had the clock tower in the beginning, to remind us that there was an Obadiah Stane. And Obadiah
20
Stane
years ago
was an old guy. So probably had a couple of kids. You know, at least one. Just to prove he's not gay, you know?
Oh,
hey, he was a tycoon in the 70s. Sometimes you had to
I was
that.
Gonna say, yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm just saying, sometimes at certain points in this man's career, it might have been dangerous for him if he was, and many very wealthy people did do all sorts of things. Now, that doesn't mean he is gay, because quite frankly, he also could be completely heterosexual, in which case it just increases the odds that he would have at some point had a legitimate heir. You know, he would have had his own Tony. That, you know, maybe he was grooming behind the scenes as
Just
well.
in
But
case.
anyway, so I get the feeling we're going to see a Jebediah Stane in this because I do think that the Jebediah Stane is going to be important. Because obviously we're going to have to, you know, we're going to see, because I think in Armor Wars, we're going to see the return of Justin Hammer. Who is, again, fully in the MCU. And was, you know, we were reminded of him in at Seagate Prison in Hail to the King. We're going to get these characters coming back, these people who work in this field of making super weapons. Because let's face it, just because Tony didn't want to make super weapons, even though he continued to make super weapons just for personal use, well, at the same time, switched to selling cell phones, and now Bishop is using all that Stark Tech phones to put her app on it to track you down anywhere in the world, because progress.
And you're worried about a vaccine tracking you. Oh, silly people.
Yes, but no, I mean, yeah. So I think that those are my big takeaways. That this is Feige really tightening the reins, but it's also a good thing because I think we're going to get that reintegration of other things that we've seen come before. Not everything gets to come by, but everything should be acknowledged on some level. If it had a real tie-in, because let's remember, Inhumans never tied back to the MCU. They intentionally did everything they could to not. There's no S.H.I.E.L.D. in it. I don't think they ever mentioned Thor or anybody else. They're just their own thing on the side. They don't even just.
I'm sorry, our time is up.
His watch has ended.
Inhumans showing up on Earth. That's the thing, is that he is going to integrate. He's going to integrate the MCU back into what has come before. So that should be fun.
And we got they're introducing another legendary Marvel figure, the Swordsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually his dad too, they had both of them in there. So
Oh yeah. No, it's the uncle. No, I think he's
the uncle. Same
the uncle, yeah.
Was it the uncle? Yeah, I know he was Armand the Third, and then we have Armand the Seventh. I don't know where Armand the Seventh comes from, but it does show there's lots of Armands out there. And we do have Jacques, who is not an Armand, because his Armand the Third said he felt that was quite enough.
But I
got the idea that I got the feeling that Armand was Jacques' father. Are you saying he was his uncle?
No, he said no, because they even say at one point after Armand the Third is killed, he's like, "Oh, sorry about your uncle." Or, yeah. I think they said at least once or twice.
But in the comics, wasn't that his dad though?
He was his dad in the comics.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Reading, and of course, they actually had their ancient superhero ancestor, the Crimson Cavalier, which is why I actually think Armand is not the bad guy. Not Armand. Jacques
well, obviously, it's the mom and the dad that's not dead. She's
getting a double whammy.
No, because so in the comics they kind of switch it. The mom, quote unquote, dies, goes away, comes back the villain, but you already get villainous vibes from her mom, so I feel like she's gonna get a double whammy. Where and dad's not dead, and he's gonna be evil too.
We never see his body. We never see his supposed death. Oh, the apartment blew up. I mean, we don't see where
they did it for the life insurance. It's the long con scam.
Well, not to mention, anything that was lost in the building, And what's actually here's what I'm going to say is the most interesting thing, which is actually the most logical thing when you think about it, that damage control has bad property control, because when damage control came,
that's what I was going to say. Anyone could just go digging through that Avengers compound and just pull anything out of there.
We saw that before with the vultures.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. See, here's the thing: when you hire people it's not like damage control, like there's a damage control academy and they graduate and they become damage control agents. It's like, no, they are pulling from people that are doing various salvage operations already. They're going over to, Vulture 1 and getting all of Andy Griffith's crew to join in. That's a very obscure reference. And Salvage One actually was what's called, but the rocket ship was called the Vulture One. Anyway, but they're getting so basically all of Adrian Toomes' people are working for damage control. So I would wager Adrian and the Tinkerer, and probably some of those some of those Mysterio guys, all have people working in damage control. All have people who, when something comes along, they gather it up. Making those adamantium leg razors for She-Hulk that she needs. Remember when adamantium was rare, and then all of a sudden everything was adamantium bullets?
Oh yeah, half of Moon Knight's arsenal in the '90s was adamantium. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Keyword the '90s.
Oh yeah, everything
back
was
in the '90s. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I like this show. I enjoy it. But then again, here's the thing. I like everything. And I'm going to tell you this. As much as I liked the show, I felt the pacing was a little weird. I like everything. I do like everything, but I felt like they kind of, okay, we're going to drop 2 episodes on the first day. I kind of feel like this was meant to be like a 3-hour movie that got cut up. So I don't feel like it feels like there's any real resolution in any episode.
I think they just dropped the first 2 because of scheduling, because the week after this ends, Book of Boba Fett starts. I don't know if it's just scheduling.
Yeah. Well, either way, it strikes me as a bit rough around the edges. And
maybe it's supposed to feel that way because it's Hawkeye.
Well, no, I mean, I just think that story-wise, it's rough around the edges. I don't think just being a human level character, because again, there are aspects of the human level character that are fantastic. Honestly, just seeing Rogers the musical and
him absolutely hating it, I love it.
Well, not just hating it, but being triggered by it.
PTSD and stuff. I mean, yeah.
Seeing this thing that was honestly terrifying for him suddenly being just worked into this pop cultural ditty. It was a little much,
And shout out to them putting Ant-Man in there with the Pym logo and everything, because they were supposed to be originally in that movie, but Edgar Wright's movie, which is the one that won't ever see the light of day, just didn't get made, so that's why they're not in there. So yeah. I like that little part too.
Well, I mean, there's lots of reasons why, and that I also like the headcanon theory that actually Pym actually sponsored the creation of the musical and put the Ant-Man character in it, especially because he wanted just Ant-Man. I was the first Avenger. I was the first superhero.
Oh, but
I would have been there if this had happened in San Francisco.
It wasn't Avengers the musical; it was Rogers the musical. So I'm curious of what they did the whole thing. So it started in probably like World War II, and like where did it end? Probably like Endgame. Could you see them just singing while like Steve picks up that hammer? It's just like, take that, Thanos.
Yeah, I gotta imagine they didn't go all the way through Thanos. I think that might have been a little too raw. I think that they want to tell
that was definitely a peppy, upbeat Broadway musical. Nothing too heady.
Although they do kill Hamilton at the end of Hamilton, so
spoilers. It's only history, although Hamilton very loosely based.
And again, as we saw in Falcon Winter Soldier, the public doesn't. We don't even know what happened to Steve Rogers, so they could end it on like, oh, and he disappeared and
propaganda.
Now I must go to the moon.
Exactly. So
to harvest your cheese. Yes.
Well, what's more American than that? Yeah, I mean, but no, I like how they deal with the trauma of it. I like how he's still processing Nat's death.
That was the biggest thing. He's like, "This is a joke to you. She died for you guys." Like,
I know.
Wow.
Well, even the daughter understood that. She goes, I know everyone loved her.
But at the same time, Nat is a hero, just like her father said. Like, my daughter is an Avenger. My daughter is a bona fide superhero. And I never imagined, I of course was a superhero. Red Guardian is certain of, but that and it is just such an interesting take on the story that here she is being honored in a way that just being a spy she never would have. That there's little girls in the Natasha Romanoff cosplay at the theater because that's their Wonder Woman. You know, that is this awesome, superpowered woman that they can identify with. You know, no one wants to be the bow and arrow guy, dude. So that's sad. that's actually the funny when they're in the in Times Square and they go, "Oh look, there's a you." It's like, no, that's Katniss Everdeen.
I know.
Burn, double burn.
Oh, hey, I was looking at some of this. I was looking at the cast. His daughter, Lila. Do you know who that actress is who plays her?
Well, that's one of the Russo's daughters.
Yeah, that's Joe Russo's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember we talked about that before. Well, I didn't. If I did, I forgot. But...
Okay. Man, okay. Don't worry about you, Phil. Oh, man.
Well,
but you know what? What do I know?
How about this? You want to talk dark? I mean, when he's in the bathroom and so, the graffiti Thanos was right.
Yeah, and it's like... Well, I mean, that is where he's at, man. He is. Although there's interesting takes on that, There's the takes when he sees that. Is that just people spitting in the face of his legacy, or is he sort of sitting there saying, "You know what, man? Maybe it would have been better. Maybe he was right. Maybe he."
Well, there are people that did enjoy the blip. There are absolutely people that believe that the world was better before the other people blip back.
And and maybe, but the thing is, like, even beyond that, like from his perspective personally, it's like, he got his family back, but he also
at what
had
cost?
to
The whole
sacrifice
Ronin thing, yeah.
Well, no, but he had to sacrifice the one rock in his life, the person that he still had, that he didn't get to come out of it unscathed. That, it's not just that he got his family back, he also lost Natasha. And that, I think, is probably an aspect of the story that adds to the complexity of it all,
Too bad they didn't include it in the movies.
It's so weird because it's like, oh shit, he's in New York with the kids and his wife's like, oh, I was giving you time, he had alone time with the kids. I'm like, if you had lost your wife for 5 years and got her back, wouldn't you want to be spending time with her too?
Well, he's got PTSD and all that other stuff.
Well, actually, and again, it's not just that he wants to spend time with, it's that he has never spent time with his kids.
Yeah.
Because his kids and his wife were always in the safe house off the grid.
Well, once again, too, when he spent time with the wife too, she could have came to New York, couldn't she?
Maybe she didn't want to.
Maybe she needed a break.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because not for nothing, she just went through all this stuff, and her husband kind of went crazy for 5 years, and
they must have had that talk.
There's a lot to process here, my friend.
Yeah, they must have had that Ronin talk because she was, when he mentions Tracksuit Mafia, she knew exactly who he was talking about, and so. Yeah, they must have had that uncomfortable talk. Oh, yeah. What did you do while we were gone? I killed a bunch of guys.
Yeah, there is one thing that is very interesting. This is the Kingpin confirmed moment in the entire show, is when they say that Ronin almost brought down the head of New York organized crime. Not the heads, which really, arguably, there should be multiple heads. Because you're going to have your triads, you're going to have...
I was going to say, if you're going to do that classic thing about New York crime. But,
yeah, you're going to have your 5 families, one way or the other. But that they made the choice to have it be a head suggests that, yes, there is one head. Well, now, maybe it's Madame Gao, which I want to see Madame Gao before I see Kingpin.
Well, the other big Kingpin flag is also Echo, because like in her first appearance, I'm about to reread it soon, but it's like I believe like the Kingpin was friends with her father, and I don't know if the father died, and he's like, oh, he takes care of Echo, and then he's like, oh, I need your help getting rid of this evil Daredevil person, Yeah.
No, he is the worst.
So in her first appearance, she was tied to the Kingpin. So that's another Kingpin type. So so.
No, the Kingpin's fingerprints are all over this, and I will not be surprised if there isn't. Like, here's what I will say. The thing about the Kingpin, and this is what when we always get back to with this character is going to be in Far From Home. This character is going to be in Far From Home. Anything's possible. You never know who's going to be in any of these things. But I do think that they're going to want to make sure that they have all their fingers stuck into the Kingpin at Marvel before they let him out in a Sony property.
Oh my God! You know what they could do? I mean, this is going to end, I think, the week of Christmas. I mean, at the end of the series,
well, it is 6 days to Christmas, so
I know, but I'm just saying, you don't know what they could do at the end of this series. Like portals could start opening in New York because Peter Parker's messing up that damn spell.
Yeah, I still don't know what's going on with that nonsense.
I know, but something from that. I mean, amazing.
The only thing that No Way Home is going to prove is that Stephen Strange, Mr. Doctor Strange himself, chose the timeline where Tony Stark was dead. That's all it's going to prove. He's the real villain. Keep an eye on him.
No, he could have chosen a different timeline. He's just too lazy, maybe.
Well, no, I think it comes down to this idea that what is the timeline that doesn't cause more damage?
Yeah, definitely Captain of Bad Life Decisions. Get rid of him. That's all I'm saying.
Well, no, because that's the thing. If you stop Thanos, but you have stones, and you have Tony what does this button do? Tony, what does this button do, Stark? He's going to push that big red candy-like button. He is going to want to. Oh, what can I do with this? What can I, like he is.
I don't know. He was the one warning them all about time travel, so I think he
I don't know, Phil. Have you read? Did you read?
I mean, come on. We all know who Tony Stark is.
But
we all know, or you should know who Doctor Strange is. He's a little egomaniacal. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Tony doing exactly what you're saying, but I could also see him saying, "Take these stones, get them the F back to where they came from."
No, he would hoard them.
Again, if nothing else,
he's a rich man at the end of the day.
Well, if nothing else, he's going to want to not trust anyone else to keep them safe.
It's like, didn't you let out Ultron? Wasn't that you?
Yeah, but now he was all worried about changing the timeline and losing his daughter and everything. So I think
only when it affects him.
Well, exactly.
Yes, he was afraid of it affecting him. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know. I don't trust. I think that Tony Stark had to die because I think Tony Stark, being alive in a universe with the Infinity Stones, causes its own troubles, as we continue to see in the Marvel actual comic book universe, where that man is still alive and now has the power cosmic for some reason.
I do just want to say about Hawkeye, as a person who doesn't really care for the MCU, I think this is the best blending of like comic book takes and like the MCU movies and blending it together in a TV show. Like WandaVision was fun, but it wasn't really like anything to like sink your comic book teeth into. You know what I mean? This one, I see it. I like it. Like everything from the title sequence, they're definitely, just really into that matte action, right down to, well, it's kind of hard to separate actually Hawkeye MCU from the actual faction run, just because that's actually what they were referencing and pulling from, right down to like the shots from the movie.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, here's the thing, because there's the Matt Fraction who's getting all the love, but then you have Aha.
Yeah, the artist.
Well, yeah, the artist, obviously, yeah. That's kind of.
But he's not getting the love, and here's this thing. Clearly, all of the credits and the art, it's all designed in that fashion.
Oh yeah, the opening credits are definitely
Ripped
but
from.
It's not.
There's key panels in both episodes too. So
yeah, exactly. There's all this reference but he's also at the same time he's not getting compensation, but then again, he's not redoing the work. It's work inspired by, So,
well, I thought I read something.
Hey, those are the breaks as a comic book artist.
I know, and which is why I don't think he's mad about it. But it is sort of like, oh wow, yeah,
it'll get people buying the book, so he should be happy.
Well,
at the end of the day.
Well, Fraction's working on the show, but from what I thought I was reading something somewhere. The only reason that is because he knows people. That's otherwise, if he was just he wouldn't be on that. Huh? No.
Shh, Philip.
What?
That's a sore spot. Okay, shh, don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. There's all sorts of things. That's the thing. It's all work for hire. At the end of the day,
Yep.
And, you want to get your pay, but, as they say, this is a character created by Stan Lee and Don Heck, This is a character that...
But then again, at the same time, you very much have a Winter Soldier situation, because
they
they're
should
literally from that exact run. That is their inspiration. They never made it a secret. They worked hand in hand, basically, with the movie people.
Oh, yeah, no.
They should have big board in the beginning of the thing, Hawkeye created by Stan Lee and Don Heck, and it's like, but then based on a story by Fraction and Aha.
Well, they do. They do. Well,
I missed it.
That's the thing.
I mean, it should be prominent.
Yeah, well, but that's the difference between being a writer and an artist, and that is, for as much as anyone gets mad about it, that is unfortunately, it's the one place.
The Kirby effect.
Well, what it is it's the one place where the writer actually, in all entertainment, actually gets to be put front and center.
Excelsior.
I mean, honestly, even in novels, the writer's almost not the writer is always secondary to the characters, even, which is why you get death of the artist in writing, because we don't care about you anymore, writer. We've got our characters, and they're ours now. So, comic books is the one place where the writer.
Well, that's just people wanting to write fanfic, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right, here's the important thing, Lilith. What did you think of Pizza Dog?
I want the Jeff the Shark plushie that I saw that disappeared magically. It was there one scene and gone the next. But no, a dog's a dog. Never work with small children and animals, but.
So here's a big question. They CGI'd out his eye. Wouldn't it have been better to track
get
down
an actual dog,
a working one-eyed dog?
Although it's Disney, they don't want to be, no dog was hurting the, you know what I mean? They had to cover their bases on that one. I kind of get that.
But, there are professional working disabled dogs. That's all I'm saying. There are dogs. Oh, yeah.
Charlie's worked with a bunch of them.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I mean, no. Well, yeah, because you've never seen where they have a disabled dog in some show,
No, I don't. I always kind of check: does the dog die, or is the dog hurt?
No. It's usually in more lighthearted fare, where it is just But yeah, they have working disabled dogs in Hollywood. Now, of course, the really the part you never ask is how did the dog get disabled, but we assume these are all rescues that have been trained to be working dogs.
See, that's what I mean. Sketchy. Disney wants no doubt on animal cruelty. They're like, CJ that sucker out.
CGI that one-eyed dog, yeah. And I'm sure that was the logic behind it.
Yeah, it's 2021. You can't have a ruckus.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Over an animal? Oh no.
And some of those disabled dogs get addicted to painkillers.
Everyone loves cocaine.
Get out, Philip. Get out right now.
Don't be mean to the poor dogs.
I'm not being mean to the dogs.
No, but I will guarantee you there is someone that specializes in, trained dogs and cats with some physical disabilities. Because there are stories where you want that. You want that cat that has that look. You want a cat that looks like they've seen some stuff.
All cats look like they've seen some stuff from birth. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, there's a lot of very cute, perfect cats out there, and they work
too.
They're
cute don't mean they ain't seen nothing.
Oh, I know, but that conveying that.
Three-egg
you want
kitties,
that physical representation.
Like
you want that Nick Fury cat. You want that. You want that cat with the scars that they don't talk about, and the thing that's missing. That doing Peter No-Tail in this day and age, it would be a little difficult project to do a live action Peter No-Tail.
And that's why everything's CGI. Looking at you, Lion King.
But I did really enjoy Haley Steinfeld in this. I thought she was good with the action.
I thought the young actress was really good.
Oh yeah, she was good too. Yeah, the young Kate. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I mean, they were all pretty good. I think
Disney's usually pretty good at casting that stuff. Yeah.
Well, they've been at it for like 80 years. Yeah. I think they should be good at it.
You know who I really liked, and it's gonna sound a little weird to say it this way, but I liked Clint's kids because none of them seemed very actory. They all seemed like, yeah, we're background kids, you know. But the thing is like I kind of feel
here for the catering.
Well, you know, but here's the thing, like
They just seem like normal kids. They're not like trying to steal
his moody teenage son.
Yeah.
As I have a moody teenage son, it's like, oh yeah, I totally get that. You know, I'm very uncomfortable in my skin right now, and okay, Dad, I'm just doing what I'm doing now. I just got blipped back, and this is all very weird to me. And I like that. I like how and I love the littlest one, and he's doing the cat eye. You know, that cat. It's that same cat from Winter Soldier. We're going to now play Spot the Cat in all Disney Plus shows.
True.
That's going to be our thing. Spot the waving cat. Oh, okay.
But no, I love, like I said, Haley Steinfeld was great. The humor, the action. That final scene with Tracksuit Mafia, I love that when she crashes through the skylight. Found her, bro.
I know. I love the accuracy. I didn't know if they were going to be like afraid of like the whole Russian thing and like just not say the bro thing all the time, but they did, and it tickled me every time.
Kate Bishop.
Because that's who the characters are.
Kate Bishop's the guy. No, Kate Bishop's not the guy. No, Kate
She
Bishop.
really isn't. Like she tried to do the little leg thing and the. Oh my God, poor little Kate.
To be fair, Hawkeye falls through windows like that too.
Well, yeah, he's Hawkeye though. We expect better.
We expect better from Kate Bishop?
She's been training since she's been 5 years old.
Yes, but not in actual fighting people. That's the thing, and that's kind of the actual point of this is that, you know, that, yeah, she has her, and she's a good fighter.
Yeah.
But when she's actually up against people that fight all the time.
Yeah.
It's a different
It's not
kind
a karate
of fight,
match.
You know? Yeah, they're going to sweep the leg and they're going to do a crane kick, even though that is clearly illegal and was stated in the rules. You know, these are people that don't follow the rules.
Have you seen that dojo? Do you know what side of town that dojo's on?
I'm just saying. No, well, but that was one thing that kind of confused me because you said she'd been doing it since she was 5, and I said, well, wait, if she just started it after Avengers, but she didn't because she has.
Yeah, you see the trophies and all that stuff at the beginning
in her room. Yeah, but also for archery, but it wasn't her focus. So she was doing archery before this.
She was just doing
basically
fencing. I was like, "Ooh, she's fancy."
As it turns out, someone was training her to be all kinds of a fighter for some reason.
That's how you know you have evil parents.
Well, you know, and again, this is
fencing is the key. Anytime your parents want you to take up fencing.
This is the moment where I do wonder if we are going to see Madame Gao. If we are going to see that hand reference in this. Because, you know, the hand, very well known for training children from a very young age to be master assassins.
Are we ready to get past that whole Elektra thing? I don't know.
Elektra in Netflix or Elektra in the TV show or the movies? Yeah.
Both poorly executed. Don't shoot me.
I thought she was okay in the Daredevil show. You know.
I mean, what they're doing in the comics, they might just reboot that whole idea.
Yeah, they have to at that point.
Yeah.
There's no packaging.
We'll see where it goes next.
All right. You know, this first 2 episodes was good. I think everyone gave it a thumbs up, even Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, not everyone, my friend.
You're not giving it a thumbs up.
Oh, no, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm just saying, not everyone is as pleased.
It's always going to be fickle pickles and contrarians, especially right now at the state of like Disney fans and people being mad at the mouse. So.
I'm just saying, people are going to want to tune in.
The internet, bro.
To Full Stream Ahead.
Yes.
To hear the counterpoint of all the love. Yeah, no, I was talking to Mr. Mosmancer earlier, and let's say that, you know, he has some questions, he has some concerns, and he has some receipts. So, you know.
We should hold ourselves responsible.
That's at Mosmancer.
First one, episode 104 of Full Stream Ahead, man. You get the straight poop from Mosmancer, man.
Well, you know, he has that
Yeah, we're
really
talking
great
that on
eye for
Sunday,
cinematic
so.
details and stuff. So I can't wait to hear what he's
Yeah, well, you know, and
being
to be
a
fair,
contrarian
he is not
about.
a
How
comic
dare
book
he?
fan.
Without a doubt.
Well, he's not a comic book fan, so he's just approaching this as a
Yeah.
lover of cinema. And he's going to say, you know, I don't have nostalgia for people in purple suits shooting arrows at people. That's not
Well, I love a
what
good
he
argument.
was.
If somebody wants to argue with me, I'm always down for that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's going to be exciting to see exactly how we break it down. We both have things we liked about it. You know,
Can't wait.
I mean,
Can't wait to hear this now.
yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's been said, but man, if only Paul F. Tompkins was in better shape. That's all I'm going to say right now. Because there's a role he was born to play, but you know, it just he's, you know, for lots of reasons. You know what? They could bring him in if they ever actually do that. Not Barney, but the other trick shot. If they ever bring the other trick shot in, he would be a perfect Paul F. Tompkins' trick shot. That would be perfect.
All right. We want to do some comics.
Definitely.
Sure, I got lots of indie books.
Phil's Comics Corner.
All right, throw it out. Throw it out.
Okay, well let's open up with good old the Orville. Coming to Hulu this January or February, I believe. It is coming back. This is Artifacts #2. For those who don't recall, the last issue, all of the Orville crew was stuck in this kind of crazy energy field where this one old archaeologist guy got 3 people killed by forcing the ship. Which again, why is it that easy to just? How was it that easy to take the wheel of a starship? I don't know.
Because the Orville.
You would think they'd have, you know, because right now we got that thing that beeps when you go into the wrong lane. Like they don't have that on starships. Like I think you didn't mean to drive into there, you know. But but they basically realized that the ancient ships, you know, which are the most advanced technology in the universe, even though they are actually a million years old. You know, he insists to have his assistant and immediately go, oh, yeah, okay, I see what's going on. And as soon as they're with the assistant, the doors open on the ship that brings them in. They start teleporting around the ship. Because, as it turns out, the Chalmy, his assistant / slave, is actually descendant of the race that built this Archon fleet that was the ancient super race of aliens that conquered the entire universe for a while there before all of their slaves rose up and killed them all. And they want to take all of the ships back because this is obviously going to help in the war against the Kalons. But, you know, she also realizes that all of her people are going to be impressed into service because they're the only ones that can fly these ships. So she makes the logical choice. She blows up all the other ships, flies them all out of there, and then takes her ship back to her home planet. And the evil archaeologist has to go stand trial for the murders he was the cause of. Don't know how all that's going to play out over at Union headquarters, but because the fact of the matter is, I do wonder if the old evil archaeologist is going to come back as a antagonist later. But it was really great. I loved the story. I loved how they resolved everything because it's all still out there. So this one sort of weird little popular race is out there with the super advanced starships. And could easily, you know, maybe able to help in the war against the Kalons, but they want to do it on their terms, not on the terms as the servants of the Union. So, very interesting, very good.
All right, Lil, if you got anything?
Nothing I really want to talk. I'll just bring this up that I can't believe they're still trying to make John Carter of Mars a thing. Like, poor Dynamite. They'll give anything a chance. They're really out here struggling for their life.
He's public domain, man.
I know. This is like the third time they've tried to make it a thing, though. So I'm just like, just give it to Disney, bro. Just give it back to Disney. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just shocked me. That was my shocking thing. Like, wait, they're still trying to make that a thing? The books are okay, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But
how's King
modern
Solomon?
takes on John Carter don't work. Just saying.
Yeah. How's not John Carter, but Alan Quartermain. How's he doing? Is anyone doing anything with that character aside from Alan Moore anymore?
Probably not.
Or did Alan Moore kind of do the quintessential Alan Quartermain at this point?
That was Alan Moore. Punch your bingo cards now.
Take your drink.
But I said nothing bad about the gentleman.
It's just a mention. That's all we need.
I know. I'm just saying. Here's what I'm going to say. As I've grown as an adult, I've become much less antagonistic towards Alan Moore. As I too age into my declining years, I do see his perspective as a man.
Let the man turn 69 in peace, please.
That's an interesting artistic choice.
Oh, but I did want to say,
I
goodness,
salute
DC,
you, Mr. Moore.
14 books, and they're all garbage. Really? At least they're not like. At least 11 of them aren't Batman. There we go. That's the nice thing I can say.
Oh my!
But like, really, 14 books, like most of them are garbage. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, you know what's not garbage is the Suicide Squad, which came out last week, but I did catch up on the previous 2 issues of the Ambush Bug entrance, and just Ambush Bug makes that book. So
the biggest disappointment is Aquaman and Green Arrow. I cannot. It's trash.
Oh yeah, issue
Don't
2 came
appreciate
out.
it.
Issue 2 came out. It's like, what the hell's going? I mean, I'm sure there's like a time travel thing about it. Someone altered something, but it's like
freaking stupid.
Why? Does it seem like it's very slow paced?
Too slow paced. Like, come on, man. What are you doing?
I mean,
why are they doing Aquaman and Green Arrow?
Well, to be fair, like, I kind of get it. They did actually debut in the same issue way back when. And, like, well, Green Lanterns are busy right now, so we can't really... And we've already done Hard Traveling Heroes in the post, whatever. Like,
yeah, but arrows really aren't an undersea weapon. Is he at least the green harpoon
would like to have
now?
a word with you, sir.
Yes, so he could be the green harpoon. That's what I'm saying.
It's very.
I'm just saying that's a different weapon.
Well, it's even weirder than that.
It's not even about that. It's just a stupid team up.
It almost seems like someone's altered the timeline because, like, now Arthur Curry's the Green Arrow and the rich guy.
It feels like a Flash writer wrote this, and I don't mean that in a good way. Post season 4 Flash writers.
Oh wait, so Arthur Curry. So
they've kind of switched lives, switched places. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way.
Well, Oliver Queen has the powers. Yeah, so it seems like
get Jim Shooter on the phone, just for the love of God. Well, they don't know how anything works there anymore.
In the first issue, they had someone traveling. I'm guessing whoever the villain's going to be traveling back to prehistoric times and messing with. Like,
I'd rather it be Monarch, Philip. I'm rooting for it to be Monarch.
Check out
from the Venture Brothers.
No, sweetie, that would be so good. But no.
Armageddon 2001.
It's going to be a movie. They're going to give us our Venture Brothers movies. It's in pre.
Keep hope alive. Damn straight.
Venture Brothers are coming back. We will not be left hanging.
Well, it won't come back until Rick and Morty is done with their episodes between us hens. But
and again,
well, that'll never happen.
Listen, it's so weird. This book is. It's like, yeah, they switch places, but just like art, like visually, it's just like, yeah, it's just like 2 blonde guys with beards running around. It's like.
It's somebody's wet dream. It's just not mine. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. Aquaman, get it. Oh, hey, all right.
Come on, Blue Chew. You see that?
Hey, yeah.
Day, what is it now? Day 119? Blue Chew, sponsor us, please.
If it's good enough for Joe Rogan, it's good enough for me.
Okay, you brought up the dirty DC word. Did you read Flash?
I did. It was okay. It wasn't trash, like the one I just mentioned.
They were Dr. Fate and Flash going through that other universe and kind of breaking the fourth wall.
Why are they so obsessed with other universes and alternate timelines. Get your regular continuity correct. Then
But,
call me.
Charlie,
So wait. How are they breaking the fourth wall?
they're literally talking to the reader. They're like, we're going to need your help. They're like, okay, here at this part, we need to fall this way. So, okay, readers, turn the book sideways, and then they like draw it sideways.
Bro, this is not a choose your own adventure. That's not what I paid $3.99 for.
Wait, like Dr. Fate is saying that?
Yeah, and he even casts a spell where Flash can see the reader too. Yeah.
That's
So then
He's
that's
secretly
not how you
ambush
properly
bug.
break
It's
the fourth
okay.
wall.
It's okay. He's
Yeah, no,
secretly
but that's the
ambush
thing.
bug.
Is like Ambush Bug would never stoop to such hilarity. That's just
Even ambush bug.
he's saying. Yeah, no, that's you know
I'm at my wit's end with DC again, Philip. Like, I can't-
that's not how you properly break the fourth wall.
I know.
I mean, it was
These
cool when
Deathstroke and
here's what I'll say.
Catwoman were good.
It was cool when Barry did it because he was writing a children's adventure story, and we all had to clap. And there's a part of you that worries that poor little Tinkerbell will die if you do not clap. But that was like 100 years ago. We know that actually the next page is already written now, so you don't need to tell us to turn the.
But what's
book
funny
so
in the
you can-
play is that kids don't even clap anymore. They want Tinkerbell to die because she's actually a bad little spirit. She's a
The
bad
big
little
You know,
spirit.
she's seen some things, man.
She's a fae. She's a trickster. Just saying.
Yeah, but she's in love with Peter, and they can never be together, and it's very hard on her.
And so she
man.
takes that on everybody around her. Not a good person.
Not just Wendy, because you know
Gotta make
And the
room.
Lost Boys.
she knows
And the
she knows-
mermaids.
She knows what she did. That's all I'm saying. You know, poor Wendy. She is the original Howard the Duck, just in a world she never made. It's like, I want to go home. I actually have a life, and I actually am kind of cool with being a grown up eventually and dealing with the world. And I'm a Victorian woman, so that should tell you how much I don't want to be in your bug eating society, Peter Pan.
Isn't that going to be another drop?
Hey, who read Hulk #1?
Oh, I did.
I read Hulk #1.
What do we think? I thought it was pretty good. It's a change of pace.
Did you know?
Oh, definitely a change of pace. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
I mean, after that long, deep tour of body horror and psychological trauma,
Yeah,
I think it's a change of pace. I mean, it's not Al's level of
It
writing,
is.
but it's something different.
It is a very strange story to tell, is what I will say. And it is a story that, you know, involves... it involves turning the Hulk into Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And apparently Banner is in there somewhere.
I think that's just maybe just like the mental, you know, that's what he's telling himself.
Yeah.
mentally.
I mean, I get he's all in the mind space. Here's what I'll say: it is too much of a shift from the previous book. I think we needed a palate cleanser before this. I think doing these two super radical takes on the Hulk.
That's just modern
One
comics
after
at this
another.
point, though, Charlie.
I'm sorry, what?
That's just modern comic books. Roll out a #1. Who cares? New team, new team, new #1. Just keep it rolling.
But I mean,
Well, I don't. I guess what it's also weird that they're really leaning into, you know, the Hulk protects us from Banner, not the other way around. You know.
Well, I've always felt that way. Banner's a deeply disturbed man.
I mean, when you think about it, that's been the conceit since the beginning. Because had he not become the Hulk, Banner might have just gone on to create bombs, and you know, you blame Tony Stark. I mean, I think Banner's mass.
Oh, he's right up there. Don't get it twisted.
Banner,
He's one of those bad science bros too now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, I will say this. You know what was the best part of this book? This ad.
Oh, you didn't see that ad yet? Yeah.
One will stop at nothing. The
Oh
other
my God, Charlie is the worst. Don't you disrespect my Ryan Otley artwork like that.
No,
I love this, man. This is the best. It's just like, you know, Aunt May and Dr. Octopus teaming
He's like, together again, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him bending that book.
He's like, don't worry, baby. I'll get you that nuclear power plant.
No lie.
Yeah, but anyway, so now we're going to do, I guess, World Space War Hulk, I guess? I don't know.
Maybe he dive through some kind of portal or something, so it's pretty, it's...
Yeah, he's...
I don't know. I was really like, it was a drain, like in a good way, but like I'm just ready to have action-packed fun Hulk again. That's all.
Yeah, see, but
without having to think too deeply. That's all.
You see, I would have loved that. I would have loved, even if you want to get Hulk off world again, it's like there are portals to alternate dimensions all over the place. You can just go down to Florida, walk through the Man-Thing portal as you do, You could be anywhere again.
Definitely giant size at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like the whole. Well, I put the Hulk in the engine room to drive the gamma. It's like, dude, you're just in your head. This is all literally in your head, and you're just creating these complex mental structures.
Yeah, but did he maybe do the helmet
for your safety?
Did he put the
your safety?
Yeah, but did he put the helmet on the Hulk's head so he's just like, you know what, the Hulk is always fighting me this way? I'm like psychically clamping him down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be explanations for all the.
What the Magneto?
I
mean, that's the thing. It's all it's a really hard left turn,
and it's like. And it's not like he's enslaving another being. He's basically enslaving himself. So,
yeah, I mean that's the thing about it. It's like I mean honestly, I'm just waiting for Jen Walters to say, "Cuz
snap out of it."
Do you need a blood transfusion?
Yeah, really. It's like, can you just chill?
Do you need a Snickers?
Yeah, that's what I'll say. Banner needs a Snickers right now.
Marvel would never. They'd be too scared of the backlash.
Okay, this is quite the
change.
He
needs a delicious fruit pie.
This is quite the change of pace. You guys are knocking me off my indie books. Come on.
Oh, what indie book do you have besides Spawn Gunslinger #2?
Well, last week it didn't come in last week, so this week I got King Spawn 4, Gunslinger Spawn #2, and everyone should have read Radiant Black.
Yay! Yeah, we read. This was really good.
We're back at it again. We're back into the thick of it.
Yeah, well, I like the, and it's that see, here's what I'm going to tell you. This is how you do that psychological layers upon layers thing.
Yeah, we took that really tour for the palette cleanser, and we're back at it again.
And the art in this is just beautiful. The colors, all of it.
Yeah. And again, you see how it is, again, similar to what we see in that Hulk #1, it is about the character working through the mental complexity of it all. And I like, as he's doing the transit, we actually get to that translations, and it's all just these, philosophy 101 questions. Why are you here? Why? And it is, and they actually get to that point, and they're all deconstructed into red and black lines, and it's really neat. And I'm excited to see where we go with this next. I do think they both make it out. That's my big prediction.
Oh,
it's a prediction. I don't know how they're going to make it out. I don't know what that means to make it out, but I do think they're both going to make it out, and I do think. Because throughout the whole thing, I got the feeling that his utter disdain for everyone talking down to him was going to be the key to success, because this is a comic book. So, I loved Radiant Black. What did you guys think?
Oh, I liked it. Yeah, like I said, the art was great. The story was great. I just wondered, is that suit going to be able to hold both their consciousnesses until he gets to the hospital and puts his buddy back in his body?
I don't even know if it works like that.
Assume... that's what I said. Maybe his buddy would just wake up in his own body. Yeah.
Yeah, and his buddy won't even remember any of that, Or maybe they're now both going to have Radiant Black powers, or now what's his name is going to be Radiant Pink, because we saw that the colors were infiltrating him.
Lilith, they're going to pull a Firestorm. It's going to take 2 of them to become Radiant Black.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
because the guy, he does have a mental strain, or it could be very much like Pacific Rim, You know, you need two.
Yeah,
people
well, you know,
for the
and maybe
kaiju.
that's also that quality that was missing. That's why your Earth is doomed, because you know we can give you the powers, but you guys can't handle it. It's like, well, maybe if
Don't
we
know how to work together. Selfish
If
humans.
we work together, if we bond,
Uh-huh.
and you know we can be the two people together to do things. Because for what it's worth, all of the other Radiants were all on this very disparate group of people. And maybe that's what it's going to be. It's like, it's not about each one being their own thing. It's about all of them being able to combine their powers. Exactly. Their powers combined. Fire, heart, earth, wind, rain.
Poor Monty got the crappiest one.
What did who's mine? Which one
Heart.
was Monty? Heart. No.
I don't want to talk to animals.
I'm sorry. Heart was the.
We don't already, well.
Anyone who says Heart was like it's the one that it's. I control mine. It's like no, everything about it is.
It's the one they had to make up.
No, actually, that goes to the quintessence. If you actually study elemental philosophy, you have earth, air, fire, water, and quintessence, which is the stuff of the stars, which is the spark of the gods, which is what is that thing within all living creatures that give them that ability to choose.
Spark of the gods. I think that's what
lame.
Spark of the gods. I think that's what Lil's was drinking.
Not gonna save them.
No,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
God.
That's how that stuff was thought. You had to have that element of the firmament was something other than earth, air, fire, and water.
Yeah, Lil.
The fifth.
All right. Anyone else?
I thought Gunslinger #2 was really good.
That's okay. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, no, it's
I'm glad to see you finally got your Spawn book, Philip. Gonna have to get it together, buddy.
Hey, I don't know what it was like at your store, but last week they didn't get like any of the indies in. It was just Marvel and DC. I wonder why. Because they pay the most money. I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never have that problem. I told you, my guy, I don't know how he does it. I don't want to know. Maybe he sold his soul. I don't know. He has 2 of the biggest comic book stores in the whole state, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say this. I'm still waiting on my Thing book. So.
Whoa!
Are you serious?
I am serious. And literally, they said, actually, your name was the first one on the list, but because everyone else requested a specific cover, we gave them that specific cover.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to be fair, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, and they know I'm cool with it. If I was a real jerk about it, probably I would have had my Thing by now. But yeah, no. So I'm on the list, and someday my Thing will come in. But
someday your prince will come, Charlie.
Yeah. I mean, I do have one more indie book. We can do that on Super Connectivity if you want.
I don't care if you want to throw it out here.
Buddy, go ahead.
Well, I want to give this one out because apparently it's like the second volume of this series. It's an Image, Jim Mahfood Comics Productions, Girl Scouts.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that book.
Yeah, apparently the first one was called Girl Scouts Blue Socks, which gets referenced in this that I don't get, but that's okay. I cannot even begin to describe what this book is, but it is amazing and awesome and beautiful. And it is ugly pretty in every sense of the word. It made me feel like a 90s kid at indie bookstore again. So if you want to go back to hard, black ink and single colors on page and stories that are just crazy, ephemeral, ecstatic stories, this is for you. There is betrayal, there is heartbreak, there is a monster called the Teeth, and a poor guy whose family gets kidnapped and people are dying, and oh my gosh, and then there's these backup bits at the end where we get Macho Tailfin, who is again battling the Teeth, man. It's all connected. And finally we get the entire, hey, I'm the Arthur, and here's all the stuff we've been through, because the first book was real popular, and I hooked up with Margot Robbie, and we were going to do an animated series for Disney.
Oh wow, good for them.
Then it all fell through, and
Oh, never mind then.
you know, and you got all these people, and they were all working, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna pass on. It's just not where we want to go with this right now." And he's like, "But you know what? I get to come back to Image, and I get to make my own, create my own comics, and F y'all." And this book is the F y'all to everything. So if you would like to F y'all to Disney or corporate Hollywood or anything like that, I encourage you to pick up Girl Scout Stone Ghost #1 from Image Comics.
That's so interesting that if they had to deal with Margot, that they were shopping it to Disney, because even the Barbie movies at Warner Brothers right now, and they have Mattel has a long-standing history with Disney, so I find that very interesting.
Well, they were doing it. Yeah, well, Disney. I'm just looking at this. Who they actually? So they teamed up with Roby. Roby loved it. They were going to do a Girl Scouts animated series. I
think her production company is very much all Warner.
Oh, it was Disney Freeform. It was Disney.
Oh, no wonder that fell through. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. So, and I get the feeling there was like all kinds of corporate nonsense going on
with
at that
Hulu
moment,
and all that.
It's all the Fox stuff, and it's like they had that bloated production line.
It's still bloated right now. They're still streamlining.
Yeah, and I get the feeling that he was a victim of that, which is honestly, I'm going to say
good
two
for
things.
him.
One
He
is,
dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I get the feeling like it wouldn't have been what he wanted, but it also would have been awesome. It would have been like the 90s Tick cartoon, which, Edlin made, and it is beautiful and it is perfect, but at the same time, it had its own problems and difficulties. And honestly, I just wish Amazon would give us our season 3 of Tick. But yeah. But Girl Scouts, definitely pick it up if you are a 90s kid or a 90s teenager or a 90s old man like me. You might find it enjoyable.
Nice. Thanks for the recommendation, Charlie.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think we can go.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Checkmate 6 came out, and I believe Ben
What are you doing with that, Philip?
Ben just pulled another Rogol Zar, I think. I think Mark Shaw.
When will you learn your lesson, baby doll?
I think Mark Shaw's out of Leviathan, and guess who took over? Talia. Oh, big shock.
Well, since she's the leader, can she keep her zipper up, or they still have the zipper down?
So I think he took Mark Shaw out, just like he took Rogol Zar. It's like, oh, you kids don't like it. Okay, he's out.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Either you lean into it or you don't.
Well, he wants to make sure that the audiences are happy.
No, he doesn't.
Since when?
That was editorial.
I think he honestly tries to tell stories that he thinks people want to hear, but I think maybe he gets too worried about the negative feedback and not enough of the positive feedback.
Stay off the social medias if you're a creator, bro. That's the best way to just...
In the butt is fine. Look, if it's all clean back there, have fun.
On that note, we should go.
I like everything.
All right, are we done?
Definitely.
All right, kids. Remember, keep it clean. Send us your thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye, the comics, everything. So email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Find links to all the various social medias for all of our shows, including the Capes and Lunatics Cloakroom or Facebook fan group. Find links to this YouTube channel. Can't see Lilith right now, but you can see Charlie's pretty face. So, see.
And on Patreon, you get to see all of Charlie.
That's right, kids. It's worth the money. Come on.
It's got to be more than $1.
At least 3 kids. All right. No. At least 5. No, video is 5. So, suckers. All right. So, we need the money. Gimme. So, yes, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like we just said, Patreon. Most important, if you can subscribe to Patreon, please do. Every little bit helps. We're now up to 3 subscribers. Ray, Justin, and Russell, thank you very much for your contributions. Although Russell Will said you can chip in more. All right, so yes, or you could find, go get yourself some Capes and Lunatics or Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merchandise. Find link to that. Links to everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right, speaking of Lunatics, Lilith Hellfire, where can people find you?
Well, of course, in the land of craziness in Florida, but if you meant the interwebs, that's at Lilith Hellfire on Twitter, at Lilith Hellfire69 on Instagram, and of course, at Lilith Hellfire69 on TikTok. Look for my spicy comments. Ow.
Suck it, Russell.
And remember, Blue Chew.
Oh, yes! Don't forget to thank our patrons, Phil.
I did. You didn't hear me mention Russell, Justin, and Ray?
Just want to make sure. Just want to make sure they're getting their money's worth.
No,
you got mentioned, yeah. And yes, and Blue Chew give us money.
Everyone I've talked
what
to
is
is
Blue Chew? It's
if it's good enough for Joe Rogan, it's good enough for me.
Again,
I get the feeling it's wintergreen chewing gum that they're just telling you is erectile stuff because that's not regulated.
Charlie,
you know.
Shh, we want the sponsors.
Not regulated.
Censor him, Philip.
Let me tell you this, Blue Chew. I'm gonna start telling people the truth, or you can give us money. I'm just saying, maybe we gotta get a little more aggressive in this. Like, oh, Blue Chew, what exactly is this? This isn't Zindinafil. No, this is Winto Green. It's Winto Green.
That's why they didn't become.
And I see you.
We need the money. Give me money.
I thought I was the villain.
I was a Mr. Wizard. I can do science, man. I can science that shit up.
I need that as a drop. Slow down.
Okay. All right, Charlie. Yes, so where can people find you?
Well, if you'd like to write to me in an old-fashioned email way and buy my silence, like our mothers and fathers once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet things, but not Legends of Tomorrow because I'm too wrapped up in the story and I'm watching it. It's so enjoyable. At Charlie Hesser, that's CHARLIE. Yes, SER. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing.
Thank you, Maz.
Lilith, he might have an idea. Be like, hey kids, pay, subscribe to the Patreon. You can pay to shut up at least one white man on the internet.
Nice.
Buy my silence.
If we get a big donation from Blue Chew, we'll know.
Stick it right in your mouth. Anyway, that's it, kids. For another week, we have been your Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
That's right. But he's going to be a pyramid. Oh, God. Been possessed by the spirit of Adam West.
Hey, if they're paying for the video, you gotta give them something.
And those money, Blue Chew. All right, kids, join us next week. Like this was a good episode. We hit that bullseye. Hey,
Bing.